You might get a question like this: what will be logged in the first example and in the second example? To answer here correctly, you must understand the difference between null and undefined inside JavaScript. As you can see here, we have two examples. In first example, we didn't assign anything to our variable, which means this variable is not defined yet. This is why when here we console log this variable, it will be equal undefined. And here after this, we are console logging the type of this variable, and the name of the type will also be undefined. And here we have our second example where inside our variable 2 we assigned null value. And here we are console logging var2, and as you can understand, here we have our value null. This is what we will see on the screen. But type of variable 2 will be an object, because there is no such type as null. This is why the type of variable is an object. Let's check this out. I'm reloading the page and we're getting here undefined. This is our variable 1 here, so the value of it is undefined. The type of undefined is undefined string. Now after this we're console logging var2, here we're getting null, this is our value, and type of variable 2 is an object. So you really must distinguish in JavaScript between null and undefined. Undefined means that the variable is declared but the value is not assigned yet inside this variable. This is exactly what we have here on line 3. And null in JavaScript is an assignment value, which means it's a value that we can assign inside a variable. In our case here we're assigning null inside variable 2. And even if you answered correctly here, interviewer might ask you, but what is really the difference between null and undefined? When we need to use null and when we need to use undefined? And actually it is a tricky one, because normally in normal languages we have only a single property, which means that the variable does not exist, for example nil. But in JavaScript we have two different things, we have undefined and we have null. And actually it really depends on your code style and your team, because you can use both of them inside project, but for example I prefer to always use only nulls and try to have as little undefined as possible. But obviously if you are trying to find a value inside array, you will get there undefined and not null, because we didn't find anything. So the answer here that it is fine to use both of them, and there is not really something better in one or another.